So this is a quick bell ringer. The first thing you want to do whenever you get to these problems is identify what shape they're talking about. So right here it says a square. So you automatically draw a square. And it says the lengths are 9.3 centimeters because the square, all of them are the same, right? What's the formula for it? L squared, right? So 9.3 times 9.3, what does that give you? And what kind of centimeter are those? Square, right? Every time that you think of area, I want you to look at the floor and notice that the area of the floor is in little squares, right? Or at least our floor is. Um, and every time you're looking for the area, you're trying to see how many little squares, perfect squares, you can fit into that figure. Um, Whereas volume is more like how many little cubes you can put in there because it has volume. All right, for the triangle, what is it? 49 inches squared. And that it would be the base times the height, which is 14 times 7 divided by 2, right? All right, for the rectangle, it's a rectangle, so it'll be length times width, right? And it'll be 2.5 times 1.5. What do you get? 3.75 square feet. There we go. And triangle with a base of 6.4 meters and a height of 3.8 meters. What did you get? 12.68. And that's meters squared, right? Square meters. Good. This shouldn't be very, very hard. Like I said, it's just a quick review. And that one right here, the same way. You don't have to worry about the long multiplications and putting the decimal in the wrong spot because you're using a calculator, right? It's doing it all for you. I think the only part is rounding to the nearest whatever they ask you to. Because if you don't do that, then you might get it wrong. All right, so we know that the area, the formula is pi times r squared. This would be pi times 18 squared, right? What was the answer for this one? Squared inches, right? What does it say? No, I don't think you have to round. Usually they'll tell you they need to round. All right, the next one. Square meters, right? And the last one? And that is square feet. And notice how even though it's in a fraction, you put it in there as a decimal, right? Good. All right, so this is again was just like to refresh your memory because sometimes you tend to forget everything in a couple of days. All right, so I wanted to show you this is in the following page 268. What we're doing today is surface area, which is basically the area of a prism, but of each one of the faces, right? Um, I told you before that you need to remember which one is the base and which one is the top. That's going to be very, very important in using the formula for this thing. Otherwise, you're going to get it wrong. So if I give you a triangular prism, which one is the base? Let me say that again. If I give you a triangular prism, which one is the base? The whole prism? The triangle, guys. We name the prisms after the bases. So if the prism is called a triangular prism, we know that the base has to be a triangle. If we call it a pentagonal prism, we know that the base has to be the pentagon, right? They're named after the bases. Rectangular prism the same way. These ones are a little bit different, but you can also usually tell. And sometimes it depends on how they're sitting. Some of these might show you a darker side for the base, or they might tell you the base at the bottom, or they might point to it. Be careful with those things. So basically what we're doing, we're trying to find the surface area, the whole thing, the area of each of the sides. So it'll be A, B, C, D, E, and F. You want to find the area of all of that and then add it together, and now we have the total surface area. One thing that I don't want you to forget also is what lateral means. Can somebody tell me what the word lateral means? Around there, lateral. If you play soccer and in Spanish you hear the word lateral, generally they're referring to a particular area of the field. The what? The side. Whenever they say lateral, they mean from the side. If you're driving, your parents say, vete por la lateral. That's what it means in Spanish. And they use this in Spanish more than in English. And I'm mentioning this because a lot of you who are Hispanic are not used to a lot of the words that are being used in the book sometimes, but you already know them in Spanish. You just don't connect them. I don't know why you don't connect them. I use my language as a huge vocabulary that I can just pick from either one. Yes. Yes. Perfect. Equilateral. When we have an equilateral pyramid or an equilateral triangle, it means that all the sides are equal. But we're talking about size. Um, so in this case, lateral is very important. The lateral surface area is referring not to the top or the bottom, just the sides. That's very, very important. And in this figure, by the way, I'm holding a triangular prism. In this figure, which one is the base? That is important because if you don't know that, and I'm landing, and it's landing on its side, and you think the base is the bottom one, you're gonna get the lateral area wrong. Do we understand that? Even if it's sitting on the side, you still need to picture it as if it's standing upright. That's extremely important. So anyway, this just shows you how you would do this if you did it in pieces. You get the area of this part, then this part, then this part, then this part, and this part, and then add them all up. That's a lot of work, right? There's actually an easier way to do it without having to do all that mess. Blah, 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 blah. Right here. They use L for lateral surface area or lateral area. Whoa. This one right here. And they're referring literally to the sides of it, not the bottom, not the base, and not the top, only the sides. So the lateral area, the way to find that is you will get the perimeter of the base. What is the perimeter? The measurement around the shape, right? Around the edges of a shape, not anything inside, just around. Like if you're walking, if I told you, we're walking the perimeter of this building, you will not go through the building, right? You go around it. So that's what it is. The perimeter is just the sum of the sides, the measurement of the sides. That's it. You're not multiplying anything. You're just adding all the sides. And then the only other part is that you multiply by the height. Here's why that works. Let me show you with this little picture right here, this little thing. If I add the measurement of the base, which is a triangle, right? I would get this measurement, right? That measurement and this measurement right here. That means I will get what? What do I get? What figure is this? You get a rectangle, right? And you have the length, and all you have to do is multiply it by the height to get the area. That's it. And that's the only reason why it works. You get the perimeter of the base, and then multiply it by the height. The height is right here, not this right here for the triangle. The height of the actual prism. So that's very, very important because sometimes, like I said, this triangular prism might be sitting on the side, and you're going to multiply by the wrong thing if you don't pay attention. So that's going to be for the lateral surface area. Again, it's just the lateral area. For the total surface area, you will have to do the same thing, but you will have to add the area of the base and the top, right? If you already have this, all you need is just 2, right? Please remember that whenever you get the area of the base, you have to multiply by 2 because you have 2 of them. Are you following? Do you have any questions so far? No? Good. That was not good. All right, let's move on. So let's see if we can find blah, 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 blah. I don't like that one. Right here. Number 2. Let's find the lateral area and the total surface area for number 2. Let's do it on your own. and I'm gonna write the formulas on the side. So basically, you need to find for the lateral area, you need to find the perimeter of the base and multiply it by the height. Careful with that one because it's not standing upright, correct? Careful with it. And then the other one is the total surface area, which would be that perimeter times the height plus Q times the area of the base. And that's it. Let's do it on. Go. Yes. You tell me, which one's the base? So which one's the height then? There you go. It doesn't matter how it's standing. If the base is a triangle, then imagine that you grabbed it and you're standing it right up, and now you know what the height is. Are you still lost? Find the what is the base? Tabari, what is the base? So if you were to grab that figure and sit it up like upright, what would be the height? Yes, the 10. Because it's like this, look. All you're doing it is turning it that way. So it'll be 10 for the height. And we're back. All right, let's work it out. And those of you who are still confused, follow along, please. Like, follow along. So we need to find the lateral area, right? And we concluded that the lateral area means the sides, right? We're looking, can I see this real quick? In this figure, we're talking about the area of the sides only. We don't care about the bottom or the top, right? Lateral, only the sides. And to find that, all we have to do is find the perimeter of the base and multiply it by the height. This is called a triangular prism, correct? So because that is a triangular prism, I'm going to find the base. The base is right here, correct? So I have to find the perimeter of that. We have this number, 8. We have 6, and I'm missing 1. What is the other one? 10. If this side is 10, then this must also be 10, correct? So now I can find the perimeter. And all I'm doing there is very, very, very basic math. I'm just adding, right? So I add 10 plus 8, which is 18, plus 4, which is 24, correct? Yes. Now we can use our formula. LA equals PH. So LA equals 24 times H. What is H in this situation? 10, right? It's right here. That's the height. Because if I grab that prism and I set it upright, that will be my height, correct? Times 10. So the lateral area is therefore 240 centimeters squared. Are we following? Is there any confusion so far? Where? Well, it's not, and you're not going to find it that way all the time. You need to figure out which one's the base and then land it on there. Yes. So when you stand it, like, yeah, that's why they're called prisms, because the base and the top are exactly the same. So it doesn't matter if you grab it from this side and put it this way, or you put it that way. Those are just the measurements of the prism. Here, this one, this one. That's the height of the prism. How else are you going to find the lateral area if you don't have a height? Oh, you're so adorable. Okay, so the next one is the total surface area. We already have one part of it. What do we need? Showing you this picture, we basically already have this, right? We just need these little two guys, the base and the top, right? So what we're going to do TSA equals 240 plus 2 times the area of the base. What is the area of the base? How do I find that? Yes. 40, yeah, base times height divided by 2. So 8 times 6 is 48 divided by 2? 24. But I don't have only one of them. How many do I have? I have 2. Not for that one. Okay, I think this is the confusion. Tabaria, we're talking about a triangular prism, and the prisms are named after their bases. So if it's called triangular prism, which one is the base? The triangle, right? The 8 is the side, the 6 is the side, the 10 is the hypotenuse. We don't use the hypotenuse to measure the height, do we? Do you measure yourself sideways? No, right up, correct? So we can only use those two numbers, 6 and 8. We ignore the hypotenuse whenever we're looking for the area of a triangle. Following? So when you multiply those two, you get 48. You divide it by 2, you get 24. That's the area of one triangle. But we have 2 of those, right? So you multiply by 2. That's where the 2 is here. To remind you that you have 2 bases, basically. So we're going to have TSA equals 240 plus 48, right? What is the total surface area? 288 centimeters squared. Can you do that all on your own? Let's try it. Now, notice that one, the other one, is not exactly the same one as the first one. That one has a different height for the triangle. So read the numbers correctly, all right? All right, guys, so listen carefully. Hello? Thank you. So the first thing that I want you to do is identify the base of the prism. That's the very first thing you want to do so you don't get confused with what am I using, what am I using, what am I doing. We know that the base would be this one, right? To find the perimeter, what do we need? The measurement of all the sides, right? Of that base. So we know that the bottom is this one, right? The side is this one, and the other side, if this is 6.5, then this must be 6.5, right? So now we can add 6.5 plus 6.5, which is 13 plus 5, that's 18. So we have the perimeter of the base now. We have to multiply it by something, right? Now, I want you to use common sense and tell me, am I going to use the height of the triangle or the height of the prism?
The height of the prism.
The prism, right? I'm looking for the lateral area of the prism, not the triangle, the prism. So I'm going to use 7 because that is the height of the prism, correct?
Yes. Mr. Trump, the first thing I do is like cross out the other numbers that this little.
Yeah, but yes. Okay, so now that we have that, what is the lateral area? 90 what? 90, 126 inches squared. So if we have 18 and we multiply by 7, what did you get? 126. That's just the lateral area, though. We're not done, are we? We need a total surface area. For those of you who did not get 126, what part of it went wrong?
The height. I did the height.
The what?
Maybe the most.
I didn't even understand.
Okay, so you got.
No, you.
Oh, I forgot to add the height.
Why? That's why I said you can even go piece by piece and highlight one side at a time, and that way you know that you add in all of them. Okay, so the total surface area includes that, right? 126 plus the area of the base times 2. What is the area of the base? Give me that. What is the area of the base? Hello? 30?
15.
15. So you do 5 times 6, right? Because we're looking for the area of the base. Now that's when we use the height of the triangle. So 5 times 6 is 30. Divided by 2, you get 15. But, huh? No, that's the. Do you measure yourself this way, your height?
That's what I did.
No. You cannot use the slant height, guys, because that's not how you measure yourself. That's really strange if you do. You stand right up, right? It's not. Yeah, yeah, that was different. But you have to be careful, guys. You have to be very, very careful. They gave you that additional height. That should be something that triggers your mind. I gotta use it at some point, right? So now that you get 5 times 6, you get 30. Divided by 2, you get 15. So the area of the base is 15. But you have two of them, right? So you get back 30. TSA 126 plus 30 equals what? 156 square inches, right? And that is all you have to do. All right, so for the other one, for number 1, number 2, I need you to find a couple of things. Well, 3 things. I want you to find the volume first, then the lateral area, then the total surface area for each of those 2 figures. Go. Okay, the volume should be pretty easy, right? It's the area of the base times the height. The area of the base is 5 times 4, because that's the base, right? 5 times 4 is 20. 20 times 9? 180, correct? And this is volume, so what is my measurement? Cubic inches, right? The lateral area, we already know the area of the base, right? But that's not what we're looking for, the lateral area. We look at the perimeter, right? So we add 5 plus 4 plus 5 plus 4, which gives 18. 18 times 9? 162. And this is what kind of inches? Square, because we're looking at area. The letter A tells me area. The floor is squared. Total surface area is that, the lateral area, plus the area of the base times 2, right? The area of the base we know is 20. 20 times 2? 40. 40 plus 162? And again, this area should be squared. Was that difficult? Very easy. Let's move on to the next one. So let's try this one. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm glad that some of you actually noticed that it says yards and not feet. So we have to convert this into feet, which is 6 feet, right? So to find the volume, you find the area of the base times the height. The area of the base would be 6 times 4, which is 24, right? 24 times 5? What is it? 120. What kind of feet? Cubic is volume. Cubic is volume. So for the lateral area, we're going to find the perimeter of the base times the height. Well, the base is right here, correct? 6 plus 4 is 10. Plus 6 is 16. Plus 4 is 20. So it's 20 times 5, 100. So the lateral area is just 100 feet squared. What was so hard about that?
Hold up, I need a little. Okay, so
Do not forget to multiply by the height, guys. It's not just the perimeter. You have to multiply by the height.
can you go over the
Okay, let me start over.
I'll watch the
For the perimeter, the lateral area, you need to first find the perimeter of the base. The base is that right there, right? So how do you find the perimeter of the base?
So
You just add all the numbers, right? Add 6 plus 4. This must be 6, and this is 4. Do not forget about the backside. I bet some of you use 10. That's not the whole thing. So 20 times 5, which is the height, that will give me 100. And for the other one, it'll be the total surface area. It'll be 100 plus 2 times the base. The area of the base. The area of the base is 24, right? Times 2? 48. So we will do 100 plus 48. 104. It'll be 148 square feet, right? And that's it. That is all there is to it. Do we have any questions? You can watch the video if you get confused, but I don't think you have that problem. Your homework is this page right here. Go all the way to number 13. Do not do 14. So you're going to do all of it.